Okay, what the hell is up with the, like, lame humor in The Force Awakens? I know the original trilogy had humor, but it kind of made sense. To his credit, I mean, I think George Lucas did try to keep the language like not too modern. He tried to. It was a little bit corny, like laser brain and like fuzzball and nerf herder. But it was sort of like he was trying to make slang that was appropriate for its time, appropriate for a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But the the humor in The Force Awakens is just it's just kind of too modern. I mean, it didn't happen that often, but when it did, it just seemed like out of place. I mean, that scene where Finn tells Phasma, "I'm in charge, Phasma. I'm in charge. I'm in charge." I mean, the way he gets a ball up in her face, or that scene when they're on that planet, and then Poe Dameron like shoots some stormtroopers, and then Finn yells, "That's one hell of a pilot!" Like, who talks that way in Star Wars? That's one hell of a pilot? Well, I'm in charge? I'm in charge now? Not even Lando Calrissian talked that way. And Lando Calrissian was supposed to be kind of like the cool. He was supposed to be like hip. You know what I mean? But not even he talked that way. That that exchange with, between Poe Dameron and Kylo Ren. So who talks first? Do you talk first or do I talk first? It's like, who, who talks that way in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away? I mean, the language was just kind of out of place. It was like I was watching like TV rather than like a movie. Who talks first? Do you talk first or do I talk? Like, no one would ever talk that way to some, murderous villain. Do you honestly think that anyone would have talked that way to Darth Vader? I mean, Darth Vader would have like killed you on the spot. Like, no one talked to Darth Vader that way. That's what made him so menacing. But so when Poe Dameron kind of disses or disrespects Kylo Ren by that stupid little do you talk first, do I talk first? I mean, that kind of undermines your villain, it undermines your character, it undermines your antagonist, your main antagonist of the movie. Not only that, but just a second ago, Kylo Ren like sliced that old man in half. He like killed him with his lightsaber, and his body just fell to the ground. And then Kylo Ren pulls Poe Dameron to where he is. So Poe Dameron is like kneeling right near that dead body, and then he tries to be funny. Who would be funny in a scene like that? Like if some warlord like killed somebody and then he drags you to him and starts asking you questions, who would start being a smart aleck with his dead body lying next to you? A dead body that you had just talked to. Because in the opening scene, we see Poe talking to this old man. So why would Poe act that way when there's like the dead body of that old man right next to him? It doesn't make any sense. Who thought this was a good idea? I mean, do they know anything about tone? Like, who writes this crap? Was it Lawrence Kasdan or was it one of his flunky writers? Was it John Kasdan? Was it J.J. Abrams? Was it like Kiri Hart or the Lucasfilm Story Group? Who wrote this scene? And then these are the people who are in charge of Star Wars. These are the people who we think are gonna make a good episode 9. Are you crazy? Why not have Finn, talk all like ghetto or whatever? You know what I mean? I mean, if you're gonna go that far, like, it's just weird. Like, it's just so bizarre. Like, damn, this movie sucks.